Back at it. This is the Hype Mind. Thanks for watching, and here's what we got for you today. So I'll tell you a little story. I was on a walk, and I was questioning what I was supposed to be learning from this experience, if anything, right? So I was on a walk, and I was having some complications with the dog I was walking, and so I thought, well, it's my responsibility to teach this dog. And kept thinking about that, and I thought, well, maybe it's not. Maybe my responsibility is to just improve my ability to have emotional control and to be more patient and less bothered by how the dog acts, because the dog was very untrained. So it was quite frustrating dealing with an untrained dog. And so I thought, okay, well, which approach am I supposed to take? Am I supposed to learn from the opportunity to be more patient and have more control over how I take this moment, or should I be focusing on training the dog and teaching it how to listen and be obedient? And so I couldn't figure out that, right? And so Danny and I were speaking about that, and we came to the conclusion that there's actually another point of view to look at that from. I mean, there's multiple areas of learning, granted. There's different areas I could have learned from that experience. But there's a completely different point of view to look at it from. And I thought, what if the answer is not this or this? It's actually which do I want to learn from? It's not, am I supposed to learn this or am I supposed to learn that? It's which would I rather choose to learn? Which is going to be more beneficial to me? It's an either or. Do I think that it's more important to train the dog, or do I think this is the opportunity that I've needed in my life to practice better self-discipline and self-control or something? So here's the idea we want to pitch to you. Next time you have a challenge in your life and you're wondering what you're supposed to learn from it, because that's the beautiful thing about life, it always throws challenges at you and there's always a lesson to be learned from it. And so you should take advantage of those. It's actually not what is life trying to teach me all the time. Sometimes it's what do I want to learn from it? What should I learn from it? Right? Life does throw a message where you should ask, what is life trying to teach me? But sometimes it's also more than that, and it's what do I want to learn? What do I need to learn from this? It's not just what life's trying to teach me, because life might be teaching me 5 different things. Which one is the most important for me to choose? So you actually have, sometimes it's not all that specific, and you actually have the freedom to choose which area you want to improve in at that time.
I love that. And I got something to say about that too. It's like, whatever you're learning, however you're growing, you get to shape that. You're a piece of Play-Doh and you get to do whatever you want with it. There's no,
Come in a little.
There doesn't have to be a right way. What'd you say?
Come in a little.
See me?
Yeah, keep going. Yeah, right. You're clay. You're moldable clay.
Right, exactly. I don't know why I use Play-Doh, but that works too, right? You
Either
mold it
one,
however you want. There doesn't have to be exact shape you make, right? It could be anything, right? But you got to figure out what's valuable to you, right? What's the tool you can use in the near future?
And what you need to work on, what you really do need to focus on.
Absolutely. I love that too.
What are my weaknesses that I need to catch before they get too weak?
Right. And if you're already molding and you have to remold, right, that's okay too. Right. But I think the big first step is making that decision. Right. It's really easy to hesitate and be like, what should I work on? Should I work on training the dog, or should I work on, myself and my reaction to this? And what's more valuable?
Yeah.
And then
Or,
maybe
you know,
just
and
go with it,
again,
and then
again, there's so many other options. It's like, maybe I don't need to focus on either, and I just need to enjoy the walk, you know? But
absolutely, and that's another thing. I mean, you may have to work on too. May be easy, it may be hard, but there's also value in that. If you choose that route of just enjoying the walk, that's, I mean, that would be deciding to work on being patient, or to work
right.
on your focus on what's most
But the
important.
beautiful thing about this is it's such an open-minded approach, right? But it's also an approach with choice. It's not life telling you to fix one thing, because that's a lot of times how people see it. Well, this happened, I clearly have to learn this from it. Sometimes that's the case. Maybe a lot of times that's the case. But we also want to remind you and encourage you that there's also this other perspective where sometimes it is more about you, where you get to choose, choose your own adventure, kind of. It's the choose your own adventure book. It's like, well, here's where I am. What am I going to make of this situation? Complete relaxation, an opportunity to educate someone else, or an opportunity to work on myself or educate myself. And now the choice is yours. So you get to hone a skill you already have, or really work on a skill that needs to be improved, or maybe you just need to enjoy the moment. Right? So that's the beauty about it, it puts that choice back in your hands, which is where a lot of people they like to feel in control, which is very understandable. And yeah, and I like what you said about the clay, because we are human and the world changes, and we need to change with it or we die. If you don't adapt, you'll die. That's Darwinism, on a very fundamental level. And so the word that comes to mind when you say that is flexibility, right? It portrays flexibility, which is a very important human characteristic. So,
Good, man.
if you don't have anything else, let's wrap it up with: be flexible, folks, and seek to embrace the moment, right? Sometimes for what it genuinely is, and sometimes the way you want to genuinely accept it.
Mhm.
So,
And
from
Drew,
all of us here at the Hype Mind,
yeah, beautiful perspective, by the way.
thanks.
Beautiful perspective.
Peace
All
out.
right, peace out.